First up is Blood Machines. So this movie just came out. It's on Shudder, and it's actually a crowd-funded movie. And even though I keep saying movie, I don't know if that's the best word to really describe it. It is 50 minutes long, so it is a bit short. But it's really more of like an experience. It's just kind of like an explosion of colors and just like great special effects, really cool sci-fi ideas and sci-fi technology, and just like it's just a ride, man. Like there is, I guess there's a story slash plot, but it's not anything like big or grand. You could really sum it up in like a sentence, but I'm not going to do that because like part of the experience is just like kind of figuring out what the hell is going on in this movie because they don't explain anything. And also technically this is a sequel to a music video. The music video is by Carpenter Brut, who did all the music for this movie, and the song is Turbo Killer. So Carpenter Brut, Turbo Killer, I think I'm saying his name right. And I would definitely say watch the music video first to kind of get a vibe of what this movie is. Though the music video kind of focuses more on cars, like cool cars, whereas this definitely is in space with spaceships. And then the music video also has like more like grindhousey feel, like lots of noise on the screen and stuff. And whereas this looks a bit more clean. Really, if this poster intrigues you, I would say just go for it. It's crazy. Don't expect, lots of dialogue and stuff because there's not. Also, if you are interested, be prepared for an absurd amount of nudity. One character does not really wear any clothes. It's this woman. She's naked the entire time. But yeah, it's really interesting and definitely it's something I'm going to think about for a while. Next up is Attack the Block. So this movie is from 2011. It's a British movie starring John Boyega and Jodie Whittaker, and also has Nick Frost in it. So I've known about this movie since it first came out, but I was never able to find it or watch it on anything. And then the other day, John Boyega did that great speech, which I loved, and you should definitely check out if you haven't heard him. So that I was just like, screw it, I'm just going to go rent this movie. And so I found it, I rented it, and I had such high hopes for it. I even recently discovered that the director of this movie also went on to direct The Kid Who Would Be King, which is fantastic. If you like anything King Arthur and you don't mind kids movies, because The Kid Who Would Be King is definitely a kids movie, but I loved it. I definitely recommend that one. So yeah, I had super high hopes going into this. I was like, there's been almost a decade of hype. I love the other guy's stuff. I love the actors in it. It's going to be so great. I can't wait. And then I hated the main group of boys. So basically the premise is that aliens come down and attack like this neighborhood, and then there's this group of boys and Jodie Whittaker who fight back to save the block, their apartment block. And just the main group of boys, led by John Boyega, like, they constantly lie, they constantly gaslight Jodie, they constantly are just doing stupid shit, and then like being like, oh, it's just society that's against us. But it's like, no, you mugged someone, they told the police then found you, and you got in trouble for mugging someone. This isn't society going against you. This is you deciding to mug someone, and then you're facing the consequences for it. Like, it's not that hard of an idea, man. And like, they're talking in a South London accent, which, British accents can be difficult to understand, be it being an American. But like, this is like a very slang-heavy accent, where like they say fam every other sentence, and now I hate the word fam just so much. They're so annoying, and they're just like, I just want to be like, stop it, just stop, you're better than this. And then like, so like one of them gives like a speech about how, it's just the cops that are coming after them because, they're poor and whatever. So, they got to fight for their rights, which, I mean, in general, that's probably true. But like, they specifically mugged someone. And then like, after they give their speech, one of the girls that they're friends with was like, dude, you're so full of shit, man. You literally just mugged someone. Stop being such a piece of shit. And it's like, it's not society, it's you. Stop it. I don't know. They're so annoying and I hate them. Okay, there are things I do like about this movie, so I didn't put this in the hate category or the dislike category. What I really liked about it was just the concept in general. I also really enjoyed the aliens. They have a great design, and they're made using mostly practical effects, just with enhanced bits of CGI, which is a great way to use technology. And yeah, I like the ideas, but like those kids, they're just the worst, and I hate every single scene with them was just terrible. Yeah, I was really disappointed. I'm really sad. If someone could change my mind on this movie, try for it, go for it, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I said you should try to change my mind because I'm in the minority. Like most people freaking love this movie. It's got like an 88% of Rotten Tomatoes or something. And then like I went on Reddit to discussion threads and everyone's just like, it's amazing. And then like people voicing my opinion just got downvoted to hell. And then people were like, oh, you completely missed the point of the movie. But then like they were saying the speech that got made fun of. They were citing the speech that got made fun of in the movie itself as to why the movie is good. And I'm like, no, you're missing the point, man. But I can't comment on it because it's like from 5 years ago. So yeah, anyway, so I wasn't a fan. I'm really disappointed. Yeah. And lastly, Shirley. So this is another movie that just came out, like literally like 3 days ago, starring Elizabeth Moss. It also has Odessa Young, who we saw in Assassination Nation, that trash movie. And this one was also not great. Um, the basic premise, I guess, is that this old great writer is having writer's block, and this young married couple moves into her house with her and her husband, and stuff happens, I guess. Everyone's just kind of an awful character. Like, she's just mean and manipulative. Her husband is sleazy and pretentious, and then the young husband is clearly just an awful person. And then I guess the only good character is the young mother, but it's just a little dim and slow. Like, she didn't realize something that was obvious at the beginning of the movie until very much at the end of the movie, and we were supposed to like also be surprised at that point. But it's like they'd really telegraphed this was happening at the beginning of the movie. And just like this movie could not keep my attention to save myself. Like it just was so awful. Like their twists were obvious. There was a weird thing with like Elizabeth Moss and the other chick I said, Odessa Young. There's kind of like lesbian vibes, kind of like it feels like it's trying to almost be like Portrait of a Woman on Fire, where it's just like, you know, their love is creating something beautiful, because like as they kind of flirt and stuff, you know, she starts making this really great story, but it's more she's just using the girl, I think. I don't know. It got a surprising amount of good reviews, and then again, it got a lot of bad user reviews. I didn't hate this movie. I didn't put it in the dislike category. I put it in the meh category. It actually goes in that special subsection of meh that is, it's saved by an attractive person in the movie, and the attractive person this time was Odessa Young. She was quite pretty. I just like, you know, she got my attention. I wonder if this is going to continue, like, persist past quarantine. Like, if, like, attractive people are going to save bad movies for me. Who knows? I don't know. I did not care for it whatsoever. It didn't seem clever or interesting or smart. It was pretentious and dumb and boring and kind of edited really weird, too. Yeah, I did not care for it.